Let's talk about your injuries. What injuries, to your understanding, did you sustain in this collision?
At this point?
Right now.
Right now.
What your understanding as to what happened to
happened?
Terry in this collision?
At this point, I know that I had at least 4 broken ribs. I sustained a concussion, and that's the 2 main factors, I think. And then later on, I had some right leg, and still do, right leg and anomalies, movement. It just has its own idea and thinking where it needs to be, opposed to what I'm thinking.
Okay. Let's talk about how your ribs, how your brain injury, how that has affected you. Okay. Have things in your life changed?
I'm like living another life now.
And let's focus on, we'll kind of go step by step, different things. Physical-wise, how have you changed physically since the accident?
Well, I can't ski anymore. I was told that if I did and had another crash, that I could wind up full-time in a nursing home. The odds of that's very high.
So no more skiing.
Well, and I tried not to go back, and I did ski a few more times by myself just to see if I still could. I had this ungodly looking fluorescent red outfit I bought, a MIPS helmet to protect my brain better, and I thought I can do this. This is my love and joy. I meet friends, I make friends, I stay with them the whole year. It's a year-round activity, and it's a lifelong activity. And so I tried, and I felt like I was skiing through landmines, just ridiculous. Looked ridiculous, all bright fluorescent red. Wasn't thinking very well. And then I'd have to stop every 30 yards and look back behind me to make sure no one was right behind me. Saw a reaction. And gradually gave it out, just 3 or 4 times, and I think I was done.
Okay. Before we go into more activities, what about physically? Do you have pains, aches, problems? Your physical being, how are you?
I'm a much more careful person. I don't take any risks, and more brain damage, and I'm not sure I understand your question exactly.
Have you had any kinds of balance issues or headaches?
Of course, initially, that was just, my life was living in an orange chair, sitting there initially, and sleep for 12 hours, and then sit for half an hour and tell Carlene I gotta go back to bed.
But to be fair, it's not like that anymore.
No, it's not. No, no, it's not.
Let's talk about mentally. How have you seen yourself change mentally? What are some things that you've noticed or difficulties that you've had mentally?
Many things I don't have the words nor the intelligence or training to explain.
You have lots of words.
I do. I admit. It's just, this has been a bizarre part of this process, is that I never feel like I've explained enough. It's like big gaps. I got to start from the beginning, and everyone may recognize that by going through and building a case, and they don't know what I'm talking about until I get to the subject. So everything is backwards. I'm building from the little things and then saying, oh, I'm talking about apples. They're going, I had no idea. Upside down and backwards. Communication just feels like I can't connect. And so I keep trying, desperately trying. And personality changes is not something I just know it's different. Things are weird.
You ever get lost?
Oh my gosh, that was among the first signs when I tried to get out and work on the green team. And
wait, whoa, what's the green team? What are you talking about?
I volunteer for lots of groups, probably a couple hundred hours a year at least, I would think. And green team is one of those, is significant, a large group of heavy heavy lifters who pick up plastic and aluminum and recycle after concerts, and USANA was the main one, even though we've done Liberty Park, and it's a group of maybe 15 people, and we stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning picking that up there. And recycled, the last year I worked in 2015, 23 tons. And it's not just walking, 16,000 steps on what I saw, and it's bending and stooping and lifting and picking up and dragging a bag, and it's hard work, but really, really bonding with a lot of people and doing that. So that's what that is. So I tried going up there, and usually I carpool, and that day I didn't. I'm usually the driver. And so I parked and went and did our thing, and it's maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, and went back to the car and headed home. I'm going the wrong direction. I'm going, what's going on? I've done this dozens of times. I was lost.
Now, just to clarify, this is since the ski crash, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And my instincts for always knowing where north is, and it's really been good having grown up in the mountains. It just was instinctual. At night, I had no instincts anymore, anyway. And so I headed just instinctually where I thought I was supposed to be and wound up north or south or somewhere else, and that happened a second time.
Had that ever happened to you before this ski collision?
I've never been so needing maps. And so I'm pretty sure I've lost visual memory because it doesn't, knowing those turns and the houses where you turn, the streets you turn at, that feels like, and I know a little bit about that, that feels like a deficit I have. I don't retain that anymore. I can be there a dozen times and I still have to use maps to make sure I get there.